My name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we're going to be doing the 20 questions book tag. So I tried so hard to find the creator of this tag, and I could not find it anywhere. However, I saw Paige at the PM Reader do this recently, and I will put a link to her video in the description down below. Also, just gonna say, I'm not making 20 cards for every single one of these questions, so sorry. I'm also reading them off my laptop because I forgot to charge my iPad. That's where I am today. First question, how many books are too many for a series? Given the fact that my favorite book series has 13 books in it, I feel like I have no room to talk about too many books in a series. But usually I would probably say once you surpass 6, you're kind of starting to push it. But again, my favorite is 13. Who am I to talk? How do you feel about cliffhangers? I really like them, in all honesty, just because it keeps me engaged in a story and makes me want to continue. I'm definitely always like, no! When I read a cliffhanger, but that just makes me that much more excited for the sequel. And then once the sequel comes in, I'm just so ready to dive back in and see what's going to happen. Hardcover or paperback? I don't really have a preference, in all honesty. Like, hardcovers are pretty, paperbacks are easier to read, but it doesn't make that much of a difference to me. Favorite book? If I knew who made this tag, I'd tell them I hate them, because that's not a fair question. Least favorite book. I feel like I don't really have a particular least favorite book. I usually have one like year to year, I guess. So I suppose for this most recent one, I would say The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I really didn't like this book. I don't understand why it's considered such a classic among teenagers. I could not stand the main character. He drove me insane. He was creepy. He was weird. I kind of felt bad for him, but I kind of didn't. If anyone ever compared me to Holden Caulfield, I probably would like deck them in the face, because how dare you? Love triangles, yes or no? No. I always have one person that I prefer. If I think the story might be going towards the other love interest, I will suddenly become very annoyed and start to lose interest. So no. The most recent book you couldn't finish. For that one, I have to say Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I DNF'd the series with this one. I think I was like maybe 100 pages in. The series just wasn't holding my attention any longer. A book you're currently reading. Dirty Girl by Shirley Fenn. That's not right. Dirty Girl by Juliette Wills. This is about the murder of Shirley Fenn. Last book you recommended someone. I'm pretty sure I recommended Sadie to my boyfriend's mom because I thought she'd really like the audiobook, and she and I have very similar book tastes. Oldest book you've ever read by publication date. Let me look this up. So I definitely should have guessed. It's Confessions of St. Augustine by St. Augustine. This was released in 400. I had to read this for theology class. I did not read all of it. We read sections. I didn't like it, but I read it because I had to, and I had to write a paper on it. The newest book you read by publication date. Bad Day for Sunshine. This came out in April of 2020. I think this is the only book that's come out in 2020 that I've read this year. This is why I'm gonna start making it a thing to read a new release every month. Favorite author? John Green, Dorinda Jones, Karen McManus, some of my faves. Buying books or borrowing books? I like to buy books because I like getting to own a book that's my favorite and possibly come back to reread it eventually. But given the fact I usually do borrowing first, I guess I have to say borrowing. A book you dislike that everyone seems to love. Oh, we getting controversial up in here. I can say right now, I'm gonna maybe ruffle some feathers. I don't really like the Hunger Games series. I said it. I think it's overhyped. Sorry. Bookmarks or dog ears? Bookmarks all the way. I don't know how people dog ear books. Like, I love a crisp page in a book, and I don't want to ruin that by dog earing it. Like, that pains me to think about. A book you can always reread. For this one, I guess I have to say the Charlie Davidson series because I've reread it twice, and I think that's the most I've ever reread a book. Have I reread it twice? Yeah. Yes, I've read it 3 times. Yeah, that's how math works. Can you read while listening to music? I can, but it depends on the music. I need like calm, relaxing music. I have a set playlist on my Spotify called Calm Jams that I specifically use for, well, used for studying and reading. One point of view or multiple? One preferably, just because I find when there's multiple points of view, I usually tend to favor one specifically, and that means I'm most invested in those chapters and I start to lose interest in other chapters. So for example, in Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, I really like reading from Zelly's point of view the most, and so I would find myself sometimes like skipping ahead to continue on her point of view, which I don't like to do. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? If you've watched any of my reading vlogs, you know I read over multiple days. I can sit in one space and read just like hours on end, but I eventually get antsy and I gotta get up and move. I need to talk to someone. I need to like do something. Final question. Who do you tag? I have a few people. I'm gonna tag some of my new favorites I've found. So Kim at Kimberly Reads, Becca at Becks and Books, Jessica Valesco at Jessica Valesco, and Taylor Sedona at Taylor Sedona. All right, y'all, so that was it. This was fun. I liked this tag. If you've done this before, you should let me know in the comments down below. I will go watch it. Please don't hate me too much for the fact that I don't like Hunger Games. I'm sorry, dystopians aren't my thing. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Bye.